What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of My Team Career Mode. Today we are here at the Albert Park circuit for this Australian Grand Prix, and obviously this is the season 2, and it is the I think third race of the season. Yeah, so it is the third race of the season, and it is gonna be a dry race. So there is no chance of rain here at Australia. So we will be going for this qualifying Q1 session. So for that we are just adjusting our setup so that we can gain some straight line speed. So we are just lowering the downforce as much as possible, and coming to this first banker lap which we are just about to go, and you can see Lewis Hamilton just blocks our path, so we have no way to go, and we had to put one tire on the grass, which is not quite I was looking for at our first banker lap. So what can I say, it was a very scruffy lap, so we couldn't make the most use of the tires we had. So I went to the pits and put on a fresh set of soft tires. So this time we are just gaining around 2 tenths to 3 tenths, so it is a remarkable improvement over the previous lap, and I'm hoping that this time we'll be able to gain some much needed time over this period of this lap. As you can see, we are at this penultimate corner, so we are gaining a lot of time here, around 3.5 tenths, but again in this corner we just lose about 1 tenths, which makes us go P20, as it was just a 2 tenths improvement from our previous lap, as our teammate is in P19 and we are at P20. So again, since we are the back marker, so we can't expect much from it, as we'll be trying in the upcoming races to go into Q2. So we are just upgrading our facilities and R&D upgrades in the durability and I think chassis section. And since you can see that we are the back marker, so it is what it is, and we are going for this medium to hard tires strategy. So we'll be starting in the mediums and then to the hards, as Charles Leclerc, Sainz and Verstappen, Hamilton are in the top two of the grid, as Alex Albon and Mick Schumacher, they are just doing great because they are consistently going to the Q2 session. So we have to look out for such opportunities so that we can also go there, as it is 5 red lights and away we go for the start of this Australian Grand Prix, which is one of my favorite tracks in this game because of the new layout changes. So let's see what we can make in this Grand Prix, as we just go down the inside of Latifi, and Stroll, we make some contact with his side pod which throws us away from the car. So I don't know what happened there, as the Williams of Latifi had a moment, so we capitalize on that and we are going side by side with Schwartzman. So obviously he's a young driver, so he will be having a point or two to prove to the Alfa Romeo team who replaced him, as Valtteri Bottas retired at the end of season 1. So here you can see the fast right chicane. It is an absolute treat in these cars, as you can just feel our car is just sticking to the track. I mean, we made some good setup in this Grand Prix, as I'm already feeling that as our car is having some decent race pace and it is stable. I mean, in the earlier Grand Prix we used to have some backslide and all, so in this Grand Prix till now I'm feeling the car is just stable and it is sticking to the tarmac, as we just go down the inside of Stroll, who just left enough of space. And as you can see here, he was just struggling with the steering wheel also. So it is quite a brilliant overtake from us at this Australian Grand Prix, and now we have Schwartzman, Sonoda and our teammate fighting in front of us. So we are just trying to gain as much time as we can, as we are going to this back straight, and we are just close to Schwartzman. So do we have the guts to overtake him, or do we suffice with just staying behind? So let us see what we can do, and we go down the inside. Yes, what an overtake from that, as Schwartzman just loses some momentum and he also leaves his space for Stroll, who just overtakes him, and we almost crashed onto the back of a teammate. So that would have been quite unfortunate of us, but luckily we were just able to stop our car. So what can I say, a brilliant overtake from us. And now in this lap 5 you can see Stroll again just trying to overtake us. So Stroll has been an aggressive driver in this race since the start of this Grand Prix, and obviously it is what it is because the Aston Martin are our direct competitors. As talking about competitor, Lando Norris just gets a DNF'd. I don't know why his engine is not smoking, but what can I say? I mean, he has some failure, so it is very unfortunate of him. But here at this left-right chicane, you can see we are just giving it everything to gain away from Stroll. I mean, one of the favorite sequence of the corners in this whole calendar, that left-right chicane, fast chicane. And here you can see Robert Schwartzman just behind us. He's just going hammer and tongs to overtake us. As you can see in this back street also, he's just gaining so much, so that I think we have to leave some space, otherwise it will be an overtake crash. But luckily we just managed to leave enough of space down the inside and outside, as well as we had to take this corner by taking the help of the scopes. As you can see, Schwartzman just loses some momentum. I think it is some issue with him, as again Stroll just overtakes him, and now we are just covering up the inside of this apex so that Stroll does not overtake us. So what can I say? It is a very adventurous race till now at this point, as our teammate just goes into the pits for a new set of hard tires. He was in the original strategy, which was from soft to hard. So now he replaced it with those soft tires with the hard tires. As you can see, the Stroll is just trying to overtake us. I mean, he's very aggressive. You can see here, we just leave him off a spoon on the outside, but still he just managed to collide with us. So what can we say? It is very hard racing here at this Albert Park circuit, and it is very exciting as well, as I like these type of races with wheel to wheel combat. So now we are at this back straight, and you can see how much time we are gaining, but we do not have the ERS. So that is a drawback of us, because we are just losing the ERS like anything. And you know, in this game the ERS is very powerful. So we are just trying to make our way, as we almost go back into the diffuser of Stroll, and we are just pushing him around the corner. So it is very wheel to wheel stuff, and let's see who can emerge a winner out of this, as we thought of going down the inside, but again we do not want to lose our front wing, which is what happened in Jeddah. So let us not go back and remember what happened in Jeddah. So right now we are just trying to overtake Stroll, because obviously if we get the track position, it will be a very good thing for us, and we obviously do not want to lose the track position, because it is very key here, because obviously in this new layout of the Albert Park, the DRS zones are quite powerful, and so we do not want to lose on that. You can see the engine is revving up like everything. So now you can see just Lance Stroll goes into the pit. So it is a pit stop time for the Aston Martin guys. So we'll be staying out for at least a couple of laps, and I think we need to improve upon this pit strategy, because right now you can see Latifi is just behind us, and he's just trying to push us around this left right chicane. So the overcut is not as powerful as I would have thought, as we just get the tire indicator of 51%. So obviously it is pit window time for us, and we have to go down to the hard tires. So we pit at the end of the lap 15, and so we are just trying to reduce the pit time, but unfortunately our team pit crew makes another error of just finding it difficult to fix the rear tire. So obviously in this lap 17 you can see now Dragovic is just behind us. He has gained so much of time, as you can see here, through that chicane. So it is a difficult race for us, as I think we have to tweak the pit strategy in the next races, because overcut is not working in this game, because our tires are very cold in the outlap after the pits, and we are just not able to go full throttle in those outlaps. So I think we have to undercut the teammates, or rather we have to undercut the competitors. I think that is the way to go. So I will experiment with that in the Chinese Grand Prix, which is the next weekend, as right now you can see Dragovic is all over us. So he's just a very aggressive driver, and I like it, because we are putting so much of resources to train the second driver, and for that it is important that Dragovic improves his performance and his race pace. So now we are just going lap after lap, as we are just gaining little by little on the timings to Latifi, who is 3.7 seconds, now 3.1 seconds. And now you can see that as the laps progress, we are just closing on Latifi, and Dragovic is just falling behind. So I think we had some strong race pace in this race, and we are just trying to be consistent with our laps, because obviously consistency pays in this game. As you can see here in this final lap of this race, Latifi is 1.6 seconds ahead of us, as Carlos Sainz wins the Australian Grand Prix. So GG's to him. And finally we can see Carlos Sainz on the top step of this podium, as Sergio Perez, Lewis Hamilton and George Russell go P3, P4 and P5. As we head to this final lap of this Grand Prix, and in this penultimate corner we just crossed the line to go P19. So obviously not the result we deserved, because obviously we had the race pace, but I think we have to tweak the pit strategy, as Daniel Ricciardo gets the driver of the day from the home crowd. So Aussie fans are just crazy about Daniel Ricciardo, and you can see Mick Schumacher goes to P9. So wonderful performance from him, as Pierre Gasly also got a decent result, and Alex Albon, who started in P11, finished in P13. So it was a disappointing race for the Williams, as we had some issues with our pit strategy, so we have to look on that. Charles Leclerc takes the lead of this championship, and Ferrari are also leading the constructors. So this was about this Australian Grand Prix, and it was a nice race. We had some good setups, but we have to improve a lot, as Max Verstappen is losing focus. his focus is only 65. I don't know whether it was because of the DNF, as the other drivers are also losing focus, but Lando Norris 54. So obviously his DNF is causing some issues to him, as Fernando Alonso is also 63 focus. So I don't know what is happening in the Alpine garage, as Carlos Sainz, despite winning the race, is also in 64. So we have to look on the focus of other guys also. As this was about the Australian Grand Prix, and thank you guys for watching this video. And do hit a like and subscribe this channel for some daily F122 content. And we will meet you again in this Chinese Grand Prix next weekend. So till then, peace.